So imagine going from 0 to 90 million in 2 months of trading and then in just 7 days to give it all back and then some. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the story of James Wynn. For those that haven't heard this notorious story that's still kind of going on, there's this Bitcoin bull. He's one of the most aggressive that has been at least documented during the most recent bull runs. This guy named James Wynn has closed to a total liquidation of losses of about $100 million. So wanted to kind of highlight some key factors that I believe. Obviously, $100 million and getting up to that capital is absolutely insane. And although a lot of us don't even trade with nearly that much capital, I think that we can take this as a lesson learned on how leverage can be incredibly risky. Not just about Bitcoin, but this even has to do with the stock market. I think a lot of people, especially beginners that are just getting started, can really learn a lot, hopefully, from his experience, so you don't have to put yourself in a similar position as well. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Again, all I literally ask you to do is, if you learned something new or if you enjoyed it, hopefully you can consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. So James Wynn, a known trader for his $1 billion Bitcoin position, is facing significant losses due to Bitcoin's declining sentiment. With Bitcoin trading at near Wynn's liquidation price, any further price drop could lead to a forced sale of his holdings. For those that do not know, I want to show you this very quickly. This is what they're talking about. And let me go ahead and zoom on in so you guys could see. When his position was active, I want to see if they actually show it. No, they didn't show it on this one. When his position was active, he was trading on a platform. If you can zoom in here, it offered 40x leverage. I'm not too sure what platform this is. If you guys are familiar with it, feel free to let me know down in the comment section. But this is one of my biggest issues with beginner traders, is when they trade on unregulated platforms. I'm not saying this one's unregulated. I'm just saying it's a very common theme that unregulated platforms offer extreme leverage, 40x leverage, 100x leverage. I've heard insane numbers. I know 4x is very popular for this. To beginners that are just getting started, and leverage is so incredibly risky when it turns against you. So what does it mean by 40x leverage? Let me explain. So this individual, right, let's say yourself, if you had this same platform, if you had $1,000 in that account, you can now trade with $40,000. Just think about that. If you're learning how to do something and you have $1,000 because that's what you feel comfortable with, now imagine if the platform gave you the ability to trade with $40,000. Now, it's not the platform's fault, it's just what they offer, right? But leverage is a vehicle to possibly make more money, or that should be used to make more money when direction is favorable. But when it turns against you, leverage is incredibly risky because it also amplifies what you could lose as well, right? What you could have lost with maybe $1,000, now with $40,000, a 2% loss would nearly liquidate your entire actual account value. So the way that this was set up is, supposedly this individual started with, I think, $500,000, and from $500,000, by being able to use the 40x leverage, began to take very aggressive long and short positions on this platform. And when trading crypto within 2 months, I mean, we have to give credit where it's due. Within 2 months, from the start of April to the peak, it looks like May, right around May 21st, May 25th, he had a little bit north of $80 million. That's what he grew it to. Imagine that, going from 0 to nearly $20 million in just 1 week of trading. Grew it all to $80 million, and then in 7 days, went from north of 80 million, giving it all back, and now being in the red, to my understanding, $12.35 million. Now, obviously, it sounds like this individual had hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So this person obviously is not someone that at least wasn't struggling financially. I don't know what their position is now. Nonetheless, I think that this is a great example of how leverage can be an incredible tool when direction is in your favor to amplify your gains, but if it begins to turn against you, how quickly it can be given back. And I've experienced this myself. James is not the only example. He's just an extreme example. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you've been trading for a while, know exactly what I'm talking about. Where when you become familiar with leverage, I've never experienced 40x leverage, but even the platform that I use offers 2x leverage, sometimes 4x leverage, but at least 1.3 to 2x, depending on the stock and if it's a healthy quality company. If the company itself, the stock that I'm trading, is a little bit more risky, then it offers maybe a 1-for-1 or sometimes 0.675, so less than what I actually have in capital. But this is because this platform is regulated and it's not super aggressive, right? It doesn't want to offer me more capital on very risky assets. That's normally what safer and more established platforms do. I'm not saying that's for everyone. I'm just saying that that's the platform that I use. But I've experienced it where, I might trade with 2x leverage on the way up. If it turns against me, then it could quickly turn against me and it could amplify the amount of money that I lose, right? It's great when it's going in my favor, but it's absolutely terrible when it's going against you. So again, to go from up north of $80 million in 2 months of trading, earning that, and to show in 7 days, right, the past 7 days of trading, if you guys can zoom in here, $94.9 million loss. Just think about that. I mean, I don't know who James Wynn is, but for some people, $100 million in cash and profit is, setting them up for the rest of their lives, right? In 2 months. But this is, I think, a great example. First off, I don't think anyone can really say, at least in the short term, Bitcoin is incredibly overbought, right? The risk to reward. Let me go ahead and pull this up very quickly. In the short term, at least, Bitcoin is incredibly overvalued and overextended. You might see value in it long term, and I want to respect that, especially if you're invested in Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin were to start to retrace, as it often does, there's huge downside potential, which is also a very common mistake in the stock market for traders. They become more over leveraged at overbought levels, therefore using and borrowing more capital at overbought levels. So if it begins to retrace, you are amplifying your losses. This is why they talk about reducing your position size or your exposure at overbought levels in preparation for a pullback. So then you can leverage that buying power at oversold levels when deals are actually presenting themselves, and then be able to make money on the recovery. Talking about upside, I mean, people want to talk about, it could go to 120K, maybe 150K. And sure, openly speaking, yeah, I think that's all possible. I mean, Bitcoin's been pushing up for no reason other than there's a lot of hype behind it. And you need to respect that. It's a momentum-based trade, in my opinion. So yes, it could go to 120K. But at $104,000 per coin, what is that? $15,000 per coin? We're talking about right around 11% of potential gain, 11 to 12. That's great, don't get me wrong, but what's the risk, right? To make 11%, right, to go to 120K or 15%, you're telling me that you're willing to risk your downside risk down to the moving average and down to 50,000, which is definitely a possibility for Bitcoin to retrace to, is a 50% downside. So 15% for potential upside, there's over 50% of potential downside. And this is, again, where are you being calculated or are you being emotional? And when leverage turns against you, this is, again, a great example of how over trading and trading based off of emotions, chasing the dollar amount and not chasing the actual deal or the opportunity is what can aggressively turn against you. So, and again, when we look at the actual breakdown, it would often show you his liquidation price. And some people have a assumption that because he became so popular on these social media platforms, that people were targeting his liquidation price because it became all kind of like common knowledge, right? Of, hey, he is taking a position of $178,000 long on BTC, This is his entry price, 107,993. This is the current price, 105, and his liquidation price is 104.6. So you know how people say in the stock market that market makers can see your stop loss? Well, this is now, imagine everyone can see your stop loss, and imagine just forcing a sell-off so you get liquidated and then the price ends up returning, right? It's just a very unfortunate position to be in. Obviously, this isn't something that's going to, at least not that example is going to relate to a lot of us because we're not being targeted by a bunch of different Bitcoin traders. But I think that we can take this as a lesson learned. Leverage is so incredibly risky for both investors and companies. They employ leverage, borrowed capital, when attempting to generate greater returns on their assets. However, using leverage does not guarantee success, and possible excessive losses are most likely from highly leveraged positions. If you think about every unfortunate scenario that has happened with crypto and in the stock market, I don't want to really pick on crypto itself. Crypto is just more notorious for being over leveraged with these very popular platforms, and which has led to a lot of the downfall, right? Because a lot of these platforms offer insane amount of leverage to beginner traders, beginner investors, and that's great during a bull run, right? They have the saying of leverage is great for tailwind, not for headwind. So when then markets peak and markets begin to downturn, everyone has a liquidation price when they become over leveraged. And the unfortunate part about that is people become more over leveraged as the market becomes more overbought. So again, if you can try to, not be part of this statistic, what steps can you take? Well, when markets are overbought or when things show to be, possibly overextended, instead of being over leveraged at those levels, there's nothing wrong with being invested, but doing your part and being well positioned to tolerate a pullback. Kind of just like the stock market right now. Markets, NASDAQ, S&P 500 are nearly at all-time highs. It's not that you can't have a position. I have no intention of selling my long-term positions, but I'm not over leveraged, right? I actually want the markets to pull on back so I could buy more. But that is the issue with a lot of these crypto traders and a lot of new investors and traders in the stock market is they think markets are going to continue to go up higher for longer. And if markets begin to turn against them, they're over leveraged, overextended, markets downturn, and they either get liquidated because they get margin called, or they end up bag holding. They hold the position all the way down. They take an insane amount of a loss. They cut losses, and then markets recover, and then they call the markets rigged. No, it's not that they're rigged. It's that you were over leveraged at an overextended level because you didn't understand what you were doing, and you put yourself in an unfortunate position you weren't able to tolerate. And this can be fixed by keeping it super simple. Don't be over leveraged at overbought levels. You shouldn't be afraid to take advantage of opportunities and to be invested in the market, but there is a very big difference from being invested and being over leveraged. So again, I just really hope that this video, by using James Wynn as an example, but even myself and everyone else that has had a negative experience being over leveraged, I hope that you can learn from our mistakes so you don't make them as well if markets do begin to downturn. A lot of you guys know that based off of the previous week, the US seems to have broken the agreement between China, and we'll see if more tariffs begin to be announced. If they do, we can expect a potential downturn. And on top of that, bond yields are still going up. The US needs to refinance its debt. There's a handful of different red flags that are being waved, yet markets are still holding at those levels. So once one trigger or one domino begins to fall, it'd be very interesting to see if all markets begin to pull back. And if markets begin to pull on back, then so will crypto. Something to pay very close attention to. So again, we'll talk about this a little bit more in our live trading session on Monday. If you want to tune on in, would love to have you there. It's the second link in the description down below, and it's designed for complete beginners. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I hope that earns a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.